other evaluation 7 on our actual final thriller. In our prelim, we didn't use any credits or a title or anything, and so when we done our actual thriller, we knew that we had to use it, otherwise it'd be unprofessional, because every movie has it to allow the audience to see who's presented it, who's in it, and what the name of the film is called.
At the start of our thriller, we panned from from
to
right to left, so we showed of uncertainty and that to show that there's something going wrong, where normally we'd read left to right, so we just know that if something's not going quite right.
And also, when we panned, we kind of like went upwards, and I think this was quite like significant, as I don't know, it just kind of
showed the main character going up towards the villain, who was a lot bigger and stronger. It kind of set the scene. Yeah, showed who was powerful.
Here is a long shot of Elsie running towards the camera, and this is when she's first introduced, and it shows how like childish she is and how innocent she is, and also the fact that she's wearing white as well.
Shows purity.
In our prelim, we didn't slow anything down or speed anything up, it was all at natural pace, whereas as you can see that shot we've just done, it was all slowed down, so her hair like swaying in the wind was highlighted by this.
This is a close-up shot, if you look now, that we go closer into her feet, just to show that she's coming towards us and how like little she is innocent of, and then we want to make the shot side thing of her white trousers and how little she was.
This is a long shot of Elsie walking around the well. Also, it's an establishing shot as well, because it sets the scene and allows the audience to know where she is and wonder why. And we didn't really use this shot in our prelim, so we thought we had to use it in our thriller to just show where she was, sort of thing.
Also in this show it shows Elsie, it does come up with her name to let the audience know who the main character is. And the way she's standing and her hair's blowing shows different, how the wind's blowing, how she's cold, and the fact that she doesn't have a coat on shows that her parents are her. She's very naive and vulnerable to think that she'd be in a forest on her own and nothing bad would happen.
Also, she see the wind only blows on the left side of her hair to show that it is thriller-like and scary.
It's like evil and wrongdoing on the left, isn't it? Yeah.
On the left side, so nothing happens on the right, but all the action's on the left.
And then it freezes as well, and it just like enhances who she is and why she's there.
The fact that this bit when she's running away from the camera kind of shows that she's running away from her life, and it shows that she's running into trouble, and the fact that she's skipping and not running or walking and doesn't look around and is very vulnerable shows that she's very innocent and how young she is.
She doesn't understand what's exactly going to happen to her, because she's just like going with it as if like nothing's wrong.
And comparing this to our prelim, we've got this right dead centre of our camera, so it's not wonky, it's more professional, comparing it to how we first started shooting.
This is just another scene where Elsie's like climbing through the fence, and it just shows how she's still childlike and still young and wants to play. And then we've got a transition there, and as you can see in that transition it was a lot quicker, and it like almost jumped, but in a professional way, and they didn't have both scenes, otherwise that wouldn't really be like, in a thriller.
Yeah.
So,
And this is a close-up of her eyes, just to show that there's something not quite right with this little girl, that she's not as innocent and sweet as we're trying to portray her in the first bit, that there is something that's not going to go quite right.
in our prelim we didn't actually use a dead close-up of someone's face, and we felt like if you use a close-up it shows who they are as a character more to the audience, it gives a like bigger connection. And then there her eyes are rolling to the right, which is like different to the left side, so it shows, well, maybe she's innocent but what's surrounding her is like not innocent, as it goes to the other way.
Also, she's turning away to her left, so it shows that she may be entering something evil, like on that pathway that she goes.
The fact that it has dialogue in the background and you can't actually hear her voice kind of makes you feel quite sorry for her, realising how young she is, and she actually says at that bit, "Can I go now?" So it's like she doesn't understand why she's there, what's going on.
Also, where she actually is, the environment that she's in a graveyard, shows that children shouldn't be there. There's not a place for children to show that this is not quite right and that she shouldn't be here.
It's an over-the-shoulder shot of Elsie playing with the gravestone, and it makes the audience wonder, well, whose gravestone is that? And then the way she faces the camera, but she's actually happy, kind of enhances the fact, like, what is she doing?
The fact that she's looking around also makes you think who she's looking at, as if someone's talking to her. And you can see by her body language that she does look a lot more frozen and scared. And the fact that she's curled up shows how vulnerable she is, and the fact it kind of gives the audience an idea that maybe something is going to happen to her and they don't actually know, and it entices the audience to what's about to happen as the villain comes in the background from the left-hand side as well.
Here, as like Ellie just said, he is coming from the left, so she looks to the left, which is also another portrayal of evil.
And that you can't actually quite see this figure, you can only see the hands, and the teddy bear shows that she is willing to go with someone who wants something. She's just given a teddy bear and she's going to go childlike. And it's quite substantial that you can't see the figure, so it could be anyone.
And it's unrevealing, it makes the audience want to know who he is, where he's from, what's he doing, like, who he is. This is a close-up shot. It kind of is completely different to Elsie's first emotions. Like here, she kind of looks scared and her eyes are really big, like she's like worrying there, isn't she? And with the figure as well, having that big hand on the glove, it shows that he's an adult.
And there is some connection there, that she's looking away from the camera, she's not looking at the person she's with, so it shows that she may not feel comfortable being held hands with this person.
This is a mid shot of them walking past the camera and walking away from this car in the background with the light showing.
Also, she's actually waving at someone and she's looking back and not looking towards the villain, which makes you think, who is she looking at, why is she waving, and who is there, and where this headlight has come from, and like the fact that she doesn't actually care where she's going, she's just being dragged away and doesn't realise any negativity in it.
Also, here, like you still can't see the figure, you don't know how big he is, or if it's a boy or if it's a girl, but the way the headlight shines on her white outfit shows that she's still pure, and she's still like makes the audience feel like there's still something to be revealed about her.
You got the contrast of the two colours. It's really, Elsie's in such a white outfit, and then he's in such dark colours that you can't see him. That it's like the contrast between good and evil.
They're like walking away from the camera, so it shows they're walking to something else. And also there was just a transition, but it was fast, so it looked professional, and it didn't look like it jumped from one to another.
Here, compared to our prelim, that we had Grace walking away in our prelim, we now got the figure and Elsie walking away from our prelims, both in the centre of the shot.
Yeah, it's a lot
more
like,
professional.
It's quite ironic how the villain is on the left-hand side showing evil and Elsie's on the right-hand side, and she started off to be vulnerable and innocent.
When filming our thriller, we kind of put all this into consideration, where when we done our prelim, we kind of just didn't plan it, we just done it, whereas now we planned everything and we know why it's there, what it's doing, and the effects it has on the audience. The character of the figure's name is also on the left hand side, again portraying the evilness. I don't know if that's a word. Then they're just walking away, which is a long shot.
Still showing that good and evil with the black and white.
There's another transition which again was fast, so it works a lot better.
But here in this shot you can't see as much as Elsie, it's just fading into black, so it shows that this little girl who was innocent and sweet is no longer that character who she was. It's transferring into something different.
And also it continues to fade. Go on, keep going. It continues to fade to black, and then it goes with our title, and the way that it kind of like, what's it called, like flashes.
Yeah.
It makes the audience
Still
Flashes
having the
black
two
and
colours.
white.
Yeah.
Flashes between the evilness and the good of Elsie and the villain.
That's it. Done.